Hey there, Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Breckbill, Stampin' Queen. Here is today's card we're going to create. And this was done in my WOW class last month in March. And I wanted to create a video to show you how to get this awesome look using the Waterfront stamp set, which is one of my favorite stamp sets from the Occasions catalog, as well as this punch that I do not know its name. It is in the, oh my gosh, it's in the Occasions catalog as well. And it is with the Father's Day or the Gentleman's Suite. And so it's a little bit of a different take on using that punch to get a different look. So this is a total case from Pinterest. A friend of mine had sent me this card and we created it at one of my retreats, and I had to share it with my folks in WOW class. So I'm going to start off by using white ink, and this is an old white ink pad. We have a Stays-On ink pad now, but I wanted to do some clouds, and so I'm going to do that now, and maybe if my ink is not dried out. So I'm just going to stamp some long skinny clouds, and while we're working I'm going to let that dry. So it's very, very subtle. You don't really see too many of them, but just kind of gives a nice little look to what's going to be the sky. So I'm going to set that aside and let that dry while we continue to stamp our scene. So we're going to create, let me clean my stamp real well there. Okay, because I'm going to need that one for another color. So I've got a piece of Whisper White. This is bigger than what I'm going to need, so it's about 4.5 by 6. And I'm looking around. I must have stolen my pool party ink pad. Sorry about that. I have everything ready except I was using this for another project. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start from the bottom and work to the top. So I'm going to do some water down here at the bottom in Pool Party. Looks like I'm rocking the stand again. That seems to be how I do. Let's stamp that off and just do a little bit lighter shades in here to get some depth to my water, because this pool party pad is brand new, so it's a little bit dark. Then I'm going to take Lemon Lime Twist and I'm going to create some grass. So basically what we're doing is just building a scene, and that's where this stamp set is just so fun for building. So you can do mountain scenes, or you can do ocean scenes, lake scenes. So this is kind of what we were saying in class, is where you want to go in your mind. So when you're getting stressed out and the day is bothering you, or the kids are driving you crazy, get out your Waterfront stamp and just stamp where you want to go in your mind. So I'm going to do some mountains here, and then I want to stamp one off in the background, so that's just a little bit lighter. That's in Crumb Cake, if you're keeping track and want to create this similar thing. Now I'm going to take some early espresso and do my palm tree stems here. And then the palm tree tops are going to be Tranquil Tide. Lots and lots of stamping on this one. This is one of those great stamp sets that you can just get out and just go crazy. Just old school stamping. You don't have to worry about matching anything up or doing any die cutting. We're just going to do a little punching. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Let's add in a little bit of Island Indigo and just some splotches here in our water. And then finally we're going to take, where'd it go? Okay, back to my espresso so that I can make my little beach houses. So this is my little house. I'm going to live here right on the beach. So that's where I'm going to live, and then I'm going to have a couple neighbors. They're just going to be right over here. There we go. All right, so now the next step, this is where the fun comes in with using your punch to create this. And what I'm going to do is focus on this corner right here, this corner right here, and try and eyeball a straight line right across there. So this edge of my cardstock is going to go in, and it's going to be right on the edge of the punch with the corner in the corner. So this corner and that corner, and then I'm just going to go straight across here. So I don't want to be crooked, okay? That's kind of what I'm going for, is trying to get a straight line right across there. Give a little punch, and then I'm going to slide over and do the exact same thing the whole way across my cardstock, lining it up and getting my base down there. And then I'm going to do one more and just finish that out. So it's not going to be a whole one, but that's okay. So now we've got these little V's right here, and what we're going to do is slide right in here, and we're going to actually punch out the whole shape of that punch. And you're going to do the very best you can to get that lined up. So that's going to fit right in here, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of that little edge right there, just lining that back up again. I don't know where it went. I'm hoping I don't need it because it flew off my table. And then this little edge right here is going to come in right at the edge of my punch, and I'm going to finish that one, and that's going to go here. So now I've got two V's again. Okay, I'm going to slide it right in here, punch out the whole punch shape, the whole shape of the punch. Okay, can you see how it's starting to fill in there? Same thing on this side, lining it up so the points are together, the sides are together. That's going to fill in here, and then I'm going to catch this little edge right here. I don't know if I'm going to need it. We'll see how it comes out, but it is got the little tip of my palm tree on it. So now the final step is I'm just going to punch a whole one with this plain white piece. And that's going to sit right in there. Okay, so now the next step we're going to do is, well, let me go ahead and stamp this one. So I'm going to put my sentiment on that one. And I like to wait and do my sentiment last, just so that I make sure it comes out the way that I wanted it to. If you stamp your sentiment first, it kind of requires you to be stamping exactly right. And so I like to leave that off, so when I get my piece out, I know exactly how my sentiment's going to go on there. So I just did an Island Indigo, I did my sentiment, and then I'm just going to stamp the sun in Daffodil Delight. So that's all for my stamping, and now we're just going to piece together, okay? So I know this video might be a little bit longer than what you're used to, but kind of bear with me because it turns out pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and look for my adhesive because it's not here. It's never too far away. Hopefully my dimensionals are here, because that is what we need for this project, is a lot of dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and put some linen thread on here. So I've got 2 pieces of linen thread. I'm going to just wrap around the front of my card. So I'll go ahead and stick that there. It needs to be a little bit, yeah, let's slide you over just a smidge. So my white clouds are done. I'm just going to tack that down. And then because I've got some sticky on there, I'm just going to use my silicone pad. So what I'm going to do is lots of dimensionals. And when I put this together, I'm going to start from the bottom, and I'm going to line it up as best I can along there. So two or three dimensionals on here is just fine. You want it to definitely stay raised, and you want to have a little bit of a gap in between each row. And then I should have a little one here. So this will go off your paper, and that's okay. We just trim off whatever is sticking out on the edges. Okay, so I don't know, maybe like 1/8 of an inch in between there. There's really no right or wrong, except now I'm all messed up because I slid these out of the way. I think, yeah, this one goes right there. All right, so now when I'm going to edit, I will try and speed this up. I don't know if I know how to do that. I'm not that tech savvy. So you might have to just fast forward through this part as you watch me assembling my card. No. Yes. So that's kind of the trick whenever you're creating this, is put your pieces down where you want them and don't move them. Then you'll know exactly where they are supposed to go when you're lining them up. Does that one fit in there? Yep. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, which is kind of cool. Alrighty, now that one there, yes. Okay, so if you're at home watching, this is where you'll have small talk amongst yourselves. Go get a cup of coffee. Discuss. All right, we're almost done. Okay, get my little house in here. Sometimes they don't match up exactly, and that's okay. There's definitely some handmadeness to this card. And then I'm going to do my final sentiment. There we go. And then I'm going to take 2 pieces of, whoops, where'd my twine go? Right here in front of me. I'm just going to do a little bow on the front of that one. So I just have 2 pieces of our linen thread. Tie myself. This one is cut really short. I see that, so we'll see if I can do this properly. Perhaps. Okay, there we are. And then I would just attach this to a card base. So what I would do, I don't have my scissors on the table, so what I would do is turn this over and I would trim these guys down, and then this will get assembled right on the front. And so this would be our finished project. So very, very simple, awesome use of your punch, so fun to do. So try it at home, and thanks so much for visiting, and I will see you guys next week for Movie Monday.